Hello and welcome back, everybody. This is Josh, and we're going to do a quick review of a product that I just received in the mail, and I tested it today. It is Tactical Innovations TI25 polycarbonate 25 round magazine. Apparently 25 rounds is the lucky number or the
code.
Sweet number for 1022s. I would prefer 30 because it's 5 more rounds, but this is what you get for some odd reason. This is actually one of those things that's so above and beyond the category that it's in, it's hard to compare it with similar products. This magazine is probably as reliable as the factory magazines from Ruger that only hold 10 rounds. They roughly look like that. Now the difference is this is not a rotary magazine. This is a standard, cheap design, high capacity magazine with a big spring in the bottom. There's no rotating or revolving wheel inside with a little wound spring. It's technically single stacked, but if you look at it, they're slightly staggered. Now, there's a couple of problems with this magazine, not in function or anything else, but if you're a gunsmith or a firearm expert, or just somebody that's a little bit more knowledgeable than some people, you'll probably notice a couple of problems with it. Well, one, it's plastic. You don't really want a plastic magazine for anything. Don't care what Glock says, plastic is not stronger than anything else. Anyways, this is polycarbonate, which is probably a pretty strong plastic. It's the same stuff, well, it's the same family of stuff that's used in bullet-resistant glass. So, in some applications, it's very durable. These seem quite durable, at least as durable as any of the other plastic magazines. Probably quite a bit better. Another problem, the feed lips. This is about the only thing on this magazine that is not adjustable, the feed lips. The feed lips are technically too loose, because you can up in the rounds. Actually, almost pulled them right out. Now, you're not supposed to be able to do that with a magazine. But obviously the guys at Tactical Innovations are so damn good that they can break that rule and still make a perfect magazine, or near perfect. So we have a non-metal feed lip. I don't remember what it is. I think it's graphite or something crazy like that. Polycarbonate magazine. It actually has drain holes in the magazine. I've never seen this on a 22 caliber, well, on a rimfire rifle, ever. It has drain holes. The magazine fully disassembles. Also, the height is adjustable in 4 different places. So basically you can raise the front or you can raise the back. And you can do a lot of different adjustments with that. It comes with the Allen wrench required to disassemble it. And I only got around to firing 100 rounds through it. And I know that's not really that much of a test for a rimfire gun or for a magazine, but it was all that I could do at the time. 100 rounds, no jams. It had one cycle failure, which was due to basically a dud round. The round didn't have as much pressure, so it didn't have as much velocity or recoil, so it actually made the gun short cycle, is what it's called. So basically it fired the round, but when it came back, it didn't come back all the way, and then it didn't have enough energy to close the bolt again. By just tapping the bolt, it went right back in. Problem solved. You can order these things from Tactical Innovations directly for like $20 plus shipping, which is fantastic. I've paid $10 more than that for the Butler Creek ones. And the Butler Creek ones, I know some people have had good results, never functioned well for me. If I got 50% functionality, that was the highest ever from any of those magazines. I've also used the Ramline 50 round magazines. One of them worked for a week, and then the super de-duper spring inside of it failed. The other one never worked, and it was also cracking, so I actually just destroyed them because they wouldn't, the guys I bought it from wouldn't let me return it because they were obviously junk. And of course I bought 2 of them. So, Tactical Innovations TI25. Even though it breaks a few rules, that's okay. I'm still giving this a 5 out of 5. It seems to be flawless. It seems to work perfectly in my gun. It is adjustable, but technically I didn't actually have to adjust it. So I guess you adjust it for people with newer guns, because my old gun won't work with any other of the high-capacity magazines. And it will work with this one. Mine's a circa 1970, one of the old walnut stocks. I can't remember. I think it's the carbine model or the target model. I don't remember. But fantastic magazine for an already fantastic gun. Now I can burn just about any amount of ammo I want, because I got 25 round magazines that actually cycle. You can really tear up some ammo boxes with that now. As far as the tests that I did, I fired the gun from a bipod, and actually another person fired the gun as well. Fired about, let's say, 25 rounds that way. The rest of the rounds were either fired from a standard shoulder position, or with my gun I have a folding stock, and it was fired in a submachine gun forward foregrip position at high rates, and also one-handed. The gun was reloaded on its side, and on its side pointing up, and neither one caused any problems. So it worked perfectly, even in adverse conditions. And there's actually sand inside of this magazine. I remember dropping a couple of the rounds on the ground, and the gravel pit I was in had sand. So apparently some of that sand got on one of the rounds that I put into the magazine, and then it got into the magazine. And it still is causing absolutely no problem at all. I would tear this open for you so you can see the inside of it, but one, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. So don't tear things apart that are working just fine. And two, it's loaded. And I don't really feel like I'm loading the magazine, though it is plenty easy to do. For a high-capacity magazine, this reloads on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 2. It's real easy to reload. Nothing like the Ramline one. The Ramline one, your thumbs would be totally raw from trying to do it. There is technically a break-in period on the springs. Being this is a high-capacity magazine, if you load 10 rounds into it, it'll work perfectly every single time. Probably guaranteed. But if you load the whole 25 rounds and then you put it into your gun and you try to shoot it right like that, most likely the springs won't be set and they won't pull your round up into this position here. It'll actually be more like this. And if it's like that, your gun will probably not cycle. If it does cycle, it won't cycle consistently. So give it a little while. The best thing to do would actually be to load and unload your magazines until it consistently has that spring every single time the round is yanked out. This was Josh reviewing a fantastic product. Oh yeah, it's made in USA too, by the way, guys. So you don't even have to buy some junk from another country. You can buy made in USA, Tactical Innovations, TI25. If you don't like plastic and you have extra money to spend, they actually make an aluminum one, and then they make one in the middle. I think the one in the middle has metal feed lips, and it is still plastic, but I don't remember. There's 3 different ones you can get at least. There's an aluminum one that runs like 60-some bucks. Then there's one in the middle that's probably like 30 bucks or 40 bucks, and then there's this guy for the 20-some bucks. Personally, I just got this one because it was more inexpensive, and I looked at the reviews, and they were all fantastic on it. So I figured I'd give them a gamble. And this is probably the one I would choose, because myself, to have $20 25-round magazines, I bought them so I could sell a couple of them, but I might just keep them all for myself. Alright everybody, this was Josh signing out.